Good day there once again, viewers. This is your mate Kamikaze78 here, and in the background you're going to be seeing some Battlefield 4 gameplay as we have a chat about some of the developments surrounding a battlefield from a galaxy far, far away. Yes, today we're going to be having a chat about the news surrounding Star Wars Battlefront. And when I say chat, I mean more of a rant if I'm completely honest, because this news that has recently hit the net surrounding Star Wars Battlefront has made me ever so mad to the point where I've really begun questioning what the fuck is happening to the gaming industry. But before we go any further, I have a question to ask you, the viewers. Do you folks remember when games and their sequels were innovative? When the devs took time between developments to deliver the gamers a new experience that felt at least a little bit different from the previous titles and weren't just a copy-paste? Believe it or not, this type of practice used to exist, and some companies still appear to be holding on to it, because they actually approve the consumers of their product. But unfortunately, the Star Wars series of games headed by the overlords known as EA is not going to be one of those types of IPs. In an interview at the Global Technology Conference with Blake Jorgensen, the Chief Financial Officer of Electronic Arts, it has been confirmed that Star Wars Battlefront will be getting a sequel as a part of their 10-year licensing deal with Disney for the Star Wars IP. And here's the best part, ladies and gentlemen, it has already been confirmed that the sequel is already being worked on. So let's just recap real quickly here. EA releases a Star Wars Battlefront game which is reported to have sold really well, which is because the Star Wars name is slapped on the front, let's be honest. It then gets multiple reviews stating it is the most authentic and cinematic Star Wars experience in game form yet, with graphics and audio design that raise the standard for the rest of the industry, but with shallow mechanics and a lackluster variety of weapons, maps and overall content that makes the gameplay extremely questionable. And then EA goes ahead and announces this 10-year deal with sequels behind this shallow game already being in the works. But in all honesty, shouldn't the devs be fixing or completing the content that is locked behind the $50 season pass first, that people have already paid for? You see, to me, ladies and gentlemen, a sequel is merited when the first game has been completely fleshed out and can no longer be expanded upon in its current form. When you need to improve the game at its core with new features and refined mechanics, then a sequel is a great idea. The perfect example of this to me is the transition between Sims 2 and 3. Sims 2 received a hell of a lot of content through its expansion packs, and then Sims 3 was announced with new mechanics at the core of the game that Sims 2 wasn't able to accomplish, and therefore Sims 3 felt like a worthy sequel and a worthy addition of a game. But in this case, Battlefront is only just released, and it has been announced that there are 4 paid DLC packs on the way, with another free DLC pack also on the way in December. So how the hell can there even be a justified reason to start working on a sequel when all the planned content is still in the works for the first game? Wouldn't it be better just to put all of your eggs into one basket, focus on the content that people have already invested their money's worth into? How the hell can players expect the best value for money out of this season pass when part of the assets behind the development team aren't even focusing on said season pass? It just doesn't make an absolute lick of sense. I was honestly hoping for a well thought out series of games from the new Battlefront franchise at the helm of DICE that had depth and a wide variety of content that would improve from game to game and would improve from the original Battlefronts made by Pandemic Studios. It appears that is going to be far from the case. And it also scares me as to how much we as gamers are now going to have to pay to get an experience that we used to be able to get in one complete package. I have to wonder, how many $90 or $160 investments am I going to have to make to get the full Star Wars Battlefront experience that I used to be able to get for a single purchase with Battlefront 1 and 2 from Pandemic Studios? Remember those old Battlefront games? The ones that had both the Galactic Civil War era and the Clone War era, the space battles, the wide variety of maps across a large number of planets, the single-player campaign, the instant action, and the Galactic Conquest. All those features were essentially paying now for half of the old Battlefront games at a full price. And you know, this also got me thinking and got me wondering, how many of those are hidden behind the paywalls of the season pass or the sequels? Because if I'm at all honest, folks, and this may just be me being overly cynical, but I foresee that within this season pass for Star Wars Battlefront, we will see a Space Battles expansion in combination with some map packs. And to top it all off, I truly believe that Star Wars Battlefront 2 will be set in the Clone Wars era, once again accompanied by a $50 season pass that will also include space battles for that era. Like I said, folks, I could be speculating from a very cynical and salty perspective at this stage, but it would not surprise me in the slightest that that's the content and the plan that we're going to see for the Star Wars Battlefront franchise in the future by DICE. I mean, in all honesty, what's stopping them? They're already selling us emotes in the digital deluxe edition of Star Wars Battlefront, the one that's just come out. It wouldn't surprise me if a future Star Wars Battlefront game was to be set in the Clone Wars instead of them including it in one full package like they should have in this version of Star Wars Battlefront that just released. And this could be argued for space battles as well. They know that we as Battlefront fans want space battles in this game, so why not just hide it behind the paywall of the season pass and maximize their profits? It's a disgusting act, it really, really is. And on that note, I have a message to the corporate giants that are pulling the strings on these game developers. Not the game developers themselves, but the corporate giants pulling the strings. Stop ripping gamers off. Sure, pretty graphics and audio engines are nice, but the playable content and depth to a game is what truly matters. We all agree as gamers that quality over quantity is the preferable way to go about when it comes to games. So instead of going for the quantity with these yearly and bi-yearly releases of these new games and these season passes that offer us expansion packs, focus on the quality and the content of the current and original form of the game to create an innovative and feature-filled experience, and then bring us content-filled expansions that build off of the original game, not take steps backwards. And to my fellow gamers out there, stop pre-ordering, guys, because by pre-ordering, we are sending the corporate giants of the gaming industry a message. We are sending the message that we don't care what they do to these games. We don't care about the content, we only care about the concept. And it is messages like this that keep landing us in this shitty situation. And folks, with all that said, that does bring today's rant video surrounding Star Wars Battlefront to a close. Like I said, I know it was very ranty and it's not something that all of you will enjoy, but I really did have to get this out there, guys. As you can tell, I'm really pissed off with Star Wars Battlefront. I was so hopeful for this game. I thought we would see a true success to what the old Star Wars Battlefront games were really about, and with the developments behind the payment model and the direction that it's not going that way. And as you can tell, I'm just as angry as I am disappointed. I really, really am. But once again, I hope you found today's video enjoyable. If you did, then please feel free to backhand that like button. It would be greatly appreciated. And if you guys are interested in keeping up to date with the content which I release on this channel, then feel free to hit that subscribe button while you're on your way backhanding that like button. As always, folks, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Peace out, and I will see you guys next time. Have a good one.